So I'm refreshing the basics of give to pressure here with this horse. I'm going to be asking him to walk forward off the rope, and he's following even before the pressure's on the rope. Backing, having him soften to my hand, asking him to back. And then I'll do some left and right. I'll really want to see him bending and giving and not just moving his feet, just like he does right here. He bends his nose and then moves his feet as well. The next step that I go into is having them move forward at a fast walk and a trot. If he doesn't move off of the pressure with the rope, I'm going to add the stick back towards his hindquarters just to get him moving. You don't want to get into a tug of war, so if they're really pulling back on that rope some, then I add the stick to get that forward movement. The goal is to have them moving off that rope lightly, and if you get into a tug of war, then they're just going to keep bracing. By adding the stick behind, it adds that encouragement and it makes them understand what you're asking for. And as you can see, it just took one or two times of lifting that stick, and he's really responding and moving off pressure very lightly. There's a little more left and right. I asked him to move his hindquarters back up again. You should be able to do this at a walk, trot, and canter, having them stop back. It's really about getting them responding to that very, very light pressure of the rope. So here's a different horse. You can see he's bracing a little bit, and I send him forward. He spun around me a bit, but that's okay. I just go back to my same track. Let him relax a little bit as I walk out. And then I'll ask again. That time he came forward a bit faster, so I just do a few steps and then let him walk again. And I'm really, really looking for that lightness in the rope without me having to use the stick. So here's the other step that I do next, where I have them follow the pressure around their body, and he does this very, very well already. And it's kind of a trick for their brain, where they have to think about the pressure and not just follow your body. They have to really focus on giving to that pressure. And if the horse is a bit nervous, I might start with a longer rope. So here's another horse you can see, and you can see her get a little confused in the beginning. She's going to look towards me here when I'm adding pressure with the rope, trying to figure it out, and then she comes around. So the other way. Again, this really makes them think about where the pressure is coming from. If she tries to follow me, I just keep moving around till she figures it out. Just like that. So these are the first two steps that I do after basic give to pressure to get the horse prepared for the next step. Which the very next step will include giving to pressure during an uncomfortable situation. And we start out with something very minor that just makes them a little bit uncomfortable. And then we work up from there to something that makes them startled just a little bit to initiate that flight response and teach them how to emotionally work through it and continue responding to that pressure through that flight response.